Welcome back, everybody. It's the second segment, as you can all guess, because it's the very next video. Because it was just an hour long. I didn't want to keep you up till 2 hours, because might even be a 2 hour type thing. It's gonna be very long. It's just like I said, me venting. A lot of shit has happened. I want to say that now again. A lot of shit has happened in my life, and I would love to let it out. Just vent. So, like I was saying, though, for the first segment, you're watching the second one first, you're very confusing. I do want to say this now, though, just as a little lighter type mood. Uh, Jeremy would ask me for relationship advice, and at the time, I kind of gave him bullshit. At the same time, I wasn't. That was how my thought process worked. It's how it was. But now that I've been through 16 girlfriends, looking back at it, it's like, oh shit, I did this wrong. Wasn't paying attention. I did this. Wasn't supposed to do this. That pissed her off. It's like, but at the same time, looking back, it's like there are varieties. There are different personalities. There's different everything. Like, you can't say you did this wrong unless you purposely stabbed her or something. Like, then don't. Like, that's no. That should be obvious. Do not. But if you, like, I don't know. Everybody's personality, everybody's characteristics, shit like that. Everything's different about that person. Not everything. There could be similarities that you notice, but don't bring it up because it pisses them off. I like how I say it pisses them off. Okay. So I tried comparing my recent ex. No, not my recent. My 16, 15, my 14. Oh my fucking god. 13th ex. There we go. Because my 14th. I pissed her off for a completely different reason. That was because I was making jokes with pickup lines, and I really shouldn't have. And that was to a friend of hers and a friend of mine. This was the old group. I mean, I don't think I should say it. Okay. The person that I made this fucking pickup line to, I apologize. I even stressed the first time that was a joke. I did not mean it in any serious way. I did not mean it like I wanted to do anything or date you or like any of that shit. I emphasize that so much. I even said to Max, like, hey, I just want to use this once. It's a joke. Just, if we can let it go, don't be pissed off, okay? It's not anything. Like, I emphasized that so much because I was so afraid. Like, I didn't want to do it to her because she didn't fucking like it. So I was like, alright, I'm gonna do this. This is a joke. It's not to you. I'm not trying to be... It's a word now. I just said... Oh god, what was it? I'm gonna forget now, aren't I? Oh no. Did you sit in a pile of sugar because you got a pretty sweet ass? I'm pretty sure I remember getting smacked right across the face. Memories. And it pissed... I realize now that still completely pissed her off. But I really did emphasize I didn't mean it like that. I didn't mean it in any way, shape, or form like that was meant for her or whatever. I don't entirely know what was going on through her head at the time. She doesn't even know, so it's like, I apologize. I just forgot where I started from. Holy shit, this is where I don't go off topic. What was I talking about? What led me to that conversation? remember talking about my 13th ex, not my 14th. My 13th. How? Oh! Right, I compared my 13th ex to my third or fourth ex, I don't remember. And it just pissed her off. I was like, hey, you kind of act like she did. Like, she was kind of weird and shit, like, you know, and I meant that as a compliment, too. Like, and that pissed her off so much, I was like, I'm gonna fucking die. I'm straight up going to fucking die. So, at that moment, I thought I screwed up big time, and that was just gonna end right there. Because she was pissed. Like, I didn't know what to fucking do at the time. She mellowed out. It was like, don't compare me to your fucking exes. I'm like, why? And the way she explained it, and I still don't entirely understand how I don't know what the word is. I don't know what I'm looking for the word. But she explained it as, don't compare me to your exes because they left you. And I'm just going, like, in my head thinking, like, what does that have to do with, like, anything, really? I'm just trying to think, like, because they left me. Okay, don't compare you to them because they left me. There were traits about my exes that I obviously liked. Otherwise, I wouldn't have said sure, or I wouldn't have... I've never asked out a girl, personally. They've always asked me out. I don't care if that's, like... I was going to say a factor. I don't care if that's, like... I don't know the words I'm looking for here. I'm trying to be, like, somewhat intelligent with how I say things. And try to help people. This is for me to vent, but at the same time, I'm starting to think, like, hey, people could probably take what I did and just learn from it. Learn from my mistakes. Because failure is the best teacher. It really is. Yeah, I just dropped my tea. Oh, well. But, yeah, like, I don't know. I could honestly start talking. I would keep Emma away from all of this because she, I don't know. I don't feel like she doesn't need to know. I feel like, last time I did this with my last ex, I actually tried talking about it. I said, I want to be honest. I want to do this and that. She just didn't want to hear it. She got I don't know. She got sad. She got jealous. She got just this, that, and that. And it's like, okay, I won't talk about it anymore. We'll just drop this. If it doesn't need to be said, it doesn't need to be said. You don't have to listen to me talk about this. I won't talk about it again. This, that, whatever. You get the gist of it. So that's why I don't want Emma to see this. Because I feel like that's going to happen again, and I don't want her to feel hurt. I don't want her, I just don't. Again, I need to talk about this, though, because this is what kind of stresses me out. It's kind of annoying because I have all of this I don't want to say frustration, because it's not frustration. It's, I don't know. Again, I don't know what word I'm looking for. I don't know what I'm trying to say exactly. I just know what I'm talking about. I know the idea of what I'm trying to say. But I'm going to keep Emma away from this unless she A, wants to hear it, or B, it gets brought up, or C, it's something that just absolutely needs to be talked about. But if it doesn't, I won't bring it up because I don't want it to be like last time. I don't want it to be where, But I want to go back to my trust, my loyalty, my, you know, my respect, my all of that. Just, I think respect and trust are the same thing, but I'm going to keep using those separately because that sounds better and has more synonyms. Anyway, I've always given more to, I've always put more in to my relationship. I've always put more effort. I've always put more everything into it because it's something that mattered to me. I feel like if I have somebody I can talk to, somebody that's with me, somebody I can, do stuff with, somebody I can always count on. Because best friends don't always, and even your relationship doesn't always do that, but it's more likely that the person you're with, because I don't know why, it's like it's a title thing. It's like, oh, you're my girlfriend, boyfriend thing. Like, we put more into this instead of a friendship. I don't understand though. It's a weird thing. It's a world. It's the way it works. I understand that. I understand that it's not always. I don't know. But yeah, this is why this one might be an hour, because I don't know what I'm trying to say at this point, but I know the idea. But like I said, I always put effort in more than my friends because I feel like if I have one person to focus on, then it's not. It's not. You're not alone then. You put more effort into that one person. You give them your attention, your love, your respect, loyalty, all of that. You give them almost a little bit of everything. But you keep most of it. I keep most of it to myself, though. Not. I can already think of that because as soon as I said that, I instantly thought, selfish bastard. No. Not a selfish bastard. Shellfish. I'm not a selfish person. Entirely. I just don't think that if you haven't earned any of that, then there's no point to just, hey, here, I'm gonna trust you completely blindly. If you tell me to go kill someone, I'm gonna expect like that's for the better of mankind. No. You get nothing. If that is absolutely everything you expect from me, you will get none of that. Now, if you want to build my trust and you want me to be there for you, you want me to be your best friend, all of that, then, hey, that's alright by me. You can do small favors, you can do... Sorry, I'm hearing shit again. You do small favors, you do this for me, you do that. It's like, hey, alright, you gave a little, so now I'm going to give a little. Well, I'm going to give a little more. Because you've done more for me than I have you. Like, if I ask somebody... we should start at, like, the same basic level of trust, respect, and all that. The basic level. So if I ask for something first, like, even if it's small, like, hey, here's $2, can you go get me a monster from the store? Like, alright, sure, I can do that. I'll be back in like 2 minutes, whatever. Gets me the monster, it's like, alright. I feel like I need to give you a little. Since you got me this for me because I asked, what do you need done? And then I'll give you a little more as a surprise or something. Like, you bought them something a little more. And it's just a constant build. It's a constant trusting thing. It's a constant, And you're never going to have... Here's the thing. You will never have all of my trust. You will never have everything from me. You will never have everything. All of one thing from me. You will never have all of my respect. You will never have... It's impossible because it's a constant build thing. If you keep doing things, obviously that's building, but you will never have 100% of everything. You can have about 90 to 99%. That is the max you can get. I keep 10 to 1% to myself because I need to trust me, my will, everything. If I give you everything, I can't trust myself because I've given you everything. I need to be able to trust myself. That is how I feel about it. There are things where it's like you have all of my you have 100% of my I was gonna say will. You have 100%. You have 100% of my loyalty. You can never have 100% because there's that 1 to 10% to where something comes up and you can't be loyal to that person. You can't do anything for them. You can't because something popped up like your grandpa in Arizona just died. You have to go, or he hasn't died, but he's dying, and you have 10 to 12 hours before he is dead. So you have to get on a plane, you have to do that. You have nothing from them anymore. Or you have everything. How do I explain this? You have to go see that person because they have more than what the person you were talking to or who you're dating or who whatever, your best friend, whatever. Because family is more important. Not really. Not to me. Blood is thicker than water. I don't really care, though. That's my way of looking at things. My whole life, I never really cared about my family. If I have to say that now. There are moments where I have loved my family, but they were just moments. I feel like that actually got out of my chest. I feel like that's what's been causing more stress. But I don't know. And that's just how I work. You have to gain all of that from me before I can get anything from you. Get all that from me in order for me to get all that from you. And it's just a trade-off, basically. Boop. A boop. But at the same time, you're still giving a little more. Like, it's more... The circle's more up here. You're still trading, but you've now given more than that other person. And then it's a constant rotate because that's how you feel. And it's like... Real life example, obviously, because I'm going to do this now. Obviously, I've already said in the last segment, my girlfriend has definitely put in more than me, and I would like to give some back and prove that I can put effort into this. Because I really do. I want it to work. I want to show that I care. I want to let her know that I'm here. I'm there. I will be there for her. I will be by her side. I will help her if she's in trouble. I'll be there. So the way I'm going to do that, even though it's just a small kind of gesture, I'm just going to take her out to dinner. That was fucking English. I'm just going to take her out to dinner. I'm fucking that word up. Dinner. Not digi. Not vinci. Dinner. Fucking say that word just right. Just a quick roll of a tongue. I'm sorry. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take her out to dinner. I'm going to pay for it. I'm just me and her. I have enough money. Go take her out to dinner. I'm getting someone to drive us. They're going to drop us off. I'm going to call them for a pickup, and then we'll just hang out until then. So, yeah. I mean, it's not really going to be all that bad. It shouldn't be. It should all go just fine. Um... I don't know. I want to do something. I really do want to show her I care. I don't know. I've never been the best at, I don't know what the word I'm fucking looking for is. I've never been the best at expressing myself. There we go. I've always... Here's the thing. I've always been my own person. I've always bottled up everything I've had. Emotions, fucking anything. Just to keep me different, to keep me away, to keep me in my own my own mindset, so I know what I'm doing. Obviously, I can't always remember what I just said. Like, I have struggles even in YouTube videos where it's like, wait, where did my conversation lead me? Like, where? How? Why? I get so confused with that. I don't know how to express myself. That's why, though. Little bit of the reason why. I've always tried figuring things out for myself. I've never asked anybody for anything if I absolutely needed it. Like, I haven't had water for as long as it takes till you've almost died. Obviously, I will ask for something because, holy, I'm about to die type of thing. It's not like, oh, I've survived for 3 more days. I don't need your help right now. You know what? People have respected that decision for me. They really have. They respected that I've never asked much from people, unless it was obviously that honor system. I don't know why I'm calling it that now. The system of trust, respect, just constant change, up and down, up and down. If they technically owe me or whatever, it's like, all right, I can ask for this, and then we're back to some semi-even, and now they have a turn to ask me for something. And that's completely fair. And if they ask for me to go pay for their lunch and it's like a $15 lunch, it's like, that's fair to me. But then they owe me a little bit more. That's the thing. If it was like a $5 lunch, I'd say we're about even. They'd still owe me because I just paid for their lunch. I could ask them to say, hey, could you maybe, come help me set up a date with somebody, or come come help clean my house. I'll pay you a little bit. It's like, all right. It's just a constant trade-off. You see what I'm saying? But for me, it's difficult to just ask somebody. It's either I'm always too stubborn and I have to be right. I am so sorry, excuse me. But I don't know. Let me put it this way. I am a very stubborn person. If I feel like my gut feeling is more correct than your fact, I will stand by my word. I will stand by what I said. I will stand by it with all of my heart. I will stand by that. I am a very hollowed out human being, I guess. I don't, like right now, I'm not showing too much emotion. I'm just kind of deadpan face, like nothing really happens. Obviously, I can smile, I can joke around, make jokes, impressions, whatever, but I'm always just deadpan. Here's the thing, though. I do show emotion. I have shown that. It's natural. But when it's like... I had the work. Okay. I'm trying to find a way to explain it so it's understandable. And I feel like if it's actually being understandable and I'm just being dumb and thinking, oh, wait, people are probably... I'm always too confusing. This doesn't... I do show emotion. I just don't show emotion. I keep it buried because I feel that if I show emotion... Sorry, I'm trying to deal with people. Another thing that's stressing me, this person. I won't talk about this person, though. I'm not going to say their name, I'm not going to give their gender away, I'm just going to fucking move on. I choose not to show emotion, though. Let me explain why. I feel like if I show emotion, that it doesn't show me as weaker, it doesn't show me as stronger. Actually, that would show me as stronger because I'm not afraid to let out emotion. I'm not afraid to cry in front of people. I'm not afraid to smile. I'm not afraid to whatever. Like, no matter what, I could always be happy. I could always be sad. I could always be this and that. There is a constant, like, stir of happiness, sadness, confusion, stupidity. Like, just a constant flow of just that tightness in the chest, I guess. It's like I don't know how to react, but I know perfectly how to react. It's like someone dies. Oh, you're supposed to be sad. I'm fucking smiling as a wide motherfucking grin. Someone just got their birthday present. It's like, just deadpan cool. I don't really care. Because it's like they just opened it and they got like they're super hygienic or something, and they always have they always want floss. I don't know what kid fucking wants floss for Christmas or for their birthday. It's like, oh hey, we get floss, so happy. Ah. The shit was that? I can laugh at my own jokes, and that's sad a little bit. Like they get floss, they're the happiest person in the world. It's like they just want to show everybody. They come up to me and they're like, hey, look what I got. I got fucking floss. Look at this. It's fucking awesome. And I was just like, cool. I don't care. It's floss. It's not that interesting. It's like, what? It's the most interesting in the world to me. Well, to you? Well, fuck off and go use the floss. Jesus. Boy, I'm going to fucking just smack you. And again, that's how I work. It's a constant stir of emotion. My body doesn't know, like my face, I don't know how to react. I know how I'm supposed to react. I know how I'm supposed to feel about this. But like I said, it's like at my grandpa's funeral, I was just like, deadpan. I really didn't care. It was just like, alright, he's fucking dead. Let's move on with our lives. Like, I didn't care. I didn't. I was at the funeral. Like, everybody was sad and teary. I was like, why? I know it's a funeral. I know my grandpa just died, but why? I don't give a fuck. I really didn't. Again, that's just me, though. That's how I am. I know that's how I am. I know that's how I think. People can tell me, no, you're fucking wrong. It's supposed to be like this. Whole life, I've tried doing things my way. People have told me, no, you're wrong. I can go back into the 3rd grade. Every math problem I did was like, okay, so here's an example of this. Here's how I would do math in my head. Like, I would write down my own problems that would equal the same thing. Like, it was 2 plus 2 equals 4. That was the answer, right? The standard answer, whatever. I would go, there are 2 fishes in a pond, and 2 black bears. The black bears eat the fishes, but there were 4 fish eggs. 4 new fishes have arrived. The bears hibernate for winter. Fucking equals 4. And then I straight up, like, it's kind of a joke. That's obviously not how I, it's kind of how I did it. I always would make it somewhat more elaborate and complete, like, story problems, right? It's like, Jean had 5 cats, she sold 2 of them, how many cats does she have left? I would make my own story problems that would do the same exact thing, except I would make it to more work. Oh my god, I'm not reading all that right now, I'm sorry. Okay, we're putting the phone to the side, because that is... No, I'm not touching that for a minute. Alright. Let me just... I don't know. I would always do things completely different from other kids in math in 3rd grade. Miss Hutchinson's. Oh, it's not Hutchinson's. Jesus. I want to say it was Miss Zimmerman, but it wasn't, because... Oh my god, I can't remember my 3rd fucking grade teacher. Which is fine. I don't know how many people actually remember their 3rd grade teacher. Actually, I don't remember much, though, but whatever. We'll look that over. I would do everything different, and I would always be told I'm wrong, even though my answer was correct. Is my basic point. I don't do things the same. I don't. I've tried, and it doesn't work for me. So I've learned to somewhat fake it. And again, I don't know how I got to this conversation. If this starts to lose its sense, then I don't blame you. If you don't understand this, then try to figure it out. If you can't, like, just let me know, and I will do my best to, like, jot down, like, a script or something so I know what I'm trying to talk about, and I will go, wait a minute, scratch that out. Alright, we'll put that in, because that's what makes sense of what I'm trying to get at, not blabbering about this bullshit. Alright, let me try and remember what I was talking about earlier. Right, okay. I bottled up my emotions. I didn't know how it worked. Stirred around. Happiness, sadness. Blah, 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 blah. I remember explaining this. Knew how to react, but just didn't react. I always did something different than what I was supposed to. I've always been told I was wrong. When I've tried something. Oh, now I know how I got to that. Alright. No, it's starting to make sense to me now. To me. Alright. I'm sorry, guys. I keep getting distracted. Okay. My basic point, and I'm trying, give me a second to, like, completely, somewhat remember this. To get anything from me, to gain anything from me, to have anything from me, to whatever from me, to understand how I work, to everything, you have to do something for me, and I will do something for you. And eventually, we will become friends, obviously. Semi-friends, whatever. Just keep... Okay. People just talk to me. People do stuff for me. I do vice versa. I talk to them. You know, obviously that's how friendships work. But my system, it has to be a constant thing. You can't stop for a week and you owe me a little more than what I owed you in order for that to keep going. Instead, you just leave it at that. Then, fuck you. If you keep that going, I will eventually trust you enough to tell you everything, to get you to understand. And I'm doing this more publicly because I would prefer more people to understand how I work. So if people see me, if people, like, because I know my friends watch this, and I would rather not do a group thing and have them interrupt me and then say, but wait, how does this work? Yeah, how do you do this? But what's wrong with this? No, I just need to explain myself I just need to do it my way. Let me do it my way. I would prefer to do it my way. But I just rather do this more publicly because it's more relieving, I guess. That sounded strange. It's a way to vent for me. I do YouTube because I like it, because it was a place for me to do what I liked, and I could eventually, I feel like I could have explained myself more depth than what I am now, because I'm just scratching the surface. And I'm going to say this one more time, and I know it's getting old, but a lot of shit has happened in my life. I am just scratching the surface, and this is just relationship. This isn't personal life, this isn't friends, this isn't anything. This is just kind of how I work, how I think. And I've given you examples from real life to what's happened in my life. And then some fake stuff, obviously, like the lying. I can understand this, that, yada, yada, yada. I really want people to understand how I work. I want people to learn who I am more publicly. So that way people don't go, you're not who I thought you were, or you're a fucking asshole in real life, or you're this and that, because I go against what I go against what most people, not, I wouldn't say believe in. Like, I don't go against I don't know what the fuck is happening in there. I don't know. I'm hearing something. He's dropping a little. But I go against what people say. I go against what they do. I just go against the grain. Most of the time, a lot of the time, almost all the time pretty much, I will just go with the flow. I will just relax. I will not entirely think about my decision. I will just impulse and go, you know what? It doesn't matter that much to me, so hey, let's go to China. Chinese food. I mean, I don't know why I went to China. Let's go here or there. It's like, it doesn't matter to me. It's like, who do I save? Oh, I'm gonna save him instead of Jeremy, because my choice, bitch. Again, it's just how I work. I want people to know me for me. I want people to know how I think. I want people to know who I am, so people don't make the mistake and come up to me and say, hey, I've seen your videos, or hey, you were great in this and that, and it's like, thank you? Because most of the time I really won't know what's going on, and people will go, don't you remember any of that? It's like, no, who the fuck are you? And realize I'm somewhat of an asshole. Like, I just don't know. I'm not purposely drawing a blank. I really don't know. It's a confusion for me. So these are kind of documentaries, really, for my memory. They're a literal virtual log for me to even remember what is going on, what I'm thinking, how I'm thinking it. Because like I said, I've had those journals for a few years now. That's a new one. That's a semi-new one. That's one in there is a newish one, kind of torn. Really old, kind of beaten. And then that one's actually missing a few pages. I don't remember why. I really don't remember why. And now that I think about it, this can stir Like, oh, you're forgetting this, but you remember this? It's like, I think you're lying about your short-term memory bullshit. It's like, you'd be fucking surprised. Because I can remember the weirdest things. Like, I remember, and I know this one's going to sound like a lie, but it is not. I could probably stress that it's not, and it won't matter because everyone has their own fucking opinion, so whatever. But I have family to back me up on this one. I climbed a little ice sliver mountain. I don't know what it's called, like a huge motherfucking pile of snow. One-handed with a snowboard, and it was tall enough to where a 6-foot adult male had to climb it. And I climbed to the top. And I fucking slid down that with joy. And then I slid on something, a bump or something, and I flew. But to be honest, like, I can remember the weirdest things. This is true. But I don't have to. I choose to, because every time I try and think back in my life, and I mean think, not read something and go, oh, that's right. I mean think. I get a migraine. My vision just goes, it just stops, and then this one blurs. And then I get a really bad headache. Not enough to where it's like I can't look around and still like know what's going on, know where I am. It doesn't completely stop everything. But it hurts like hell. I'm gonna put it that way. And I feel like that's how I'm losing my vision, to be honest, is the migraines. That's why I keep it written down. That's why I do vlogs. That's why I do everything. The only difference between these is they're public. So everything I say is staying up on YouTube. I can take it down. And not a lot of people watch this, and I know. So it's not that big of a deal to me right now. I can just delete these off YouTube. It'll be gone pretty much forever. Excuse me. If I feel like it is causing a down spiral or anything in my life, then I will just get rid of it. If I can, when I can, how I can, I will just get rid of it. And another reason I want these public is, again, so you can learn how I think, how I act, what I do. But I really do want people to know me for me, not for every assumption like, oh, he's tall, he must be doing basketball or some shit. I've actually been asked if I do basketball because I am tall-ish. Now that I think about it, they were fucking assholes. Interesting. Alright. But just so they can't make assumptions and go, oh, he wears clothes like that? Oh, must be a fucking asshole or a douchebag, or oh, he's actually pretty cool, or whatever. Like, you're making assumptions. How about you just, I link you one of these videos and you watch and you listen and you learn. It would make it easier. You could spread the word about me. I'm this and that, but really this all comes down to opinion. Now that I really think about it, it just comes down to opinion. So I guess, I don't know, you have to make assumptions in order to go say hey to this person. Like, I have to make assumptions like, alright, he looks or he or she looks kind of nice. I don't really know. I have like a vivid image of who I want to say hi to now. He or she looks really nice. They don't seem to be causing anybody pain. Realize they're suicidal, and it's like you don't want to stop talking to that person. You want to keep them up, but you just don't know what to do because you've never met them. You don't know them. You don't know why. But you made that assumption to say, "Hey, this person's really nice to people. I wonder if I should say hi. Wonder if I should introduce myself. You know, this, that, that." You realize they're, in a depression. They're really not. They're nice, but the reason they're nice is because they think they're not gonna make it. But yeah, it's the truth, to be honest. This isn't an upbeat vlog, by the way. I should have said that in the first one. I really should have, when I started talking about everything. I should have said that this may not be happy. It may not lead to being happy. This is kind of a very serious talk vlog. It's very, I'd say professional, but it's not, because I'm not going to edit this. I'm not going to look back at it. I'm just going to say, alright, I said what I needed to say. I got out what I needed to get out. I've done what I've done. It's up there forever until I get rid of it. People say that everything lasts on the internet is forever. I don't know how true that is. Because when you delete a video on YouTube, all rights are towards you because you didn't give your video rights away or any of that. So if you delete it, it goes down off of everything. I think I can't remember if this is a thing still or not, or if it even was, because I think I remember someone talking about it. But they got rid of one of their videos, and YouTube shut down like anybody who has had part of that video in there. They've gotten rid of it completely. I don't know how true that is. This is from a friend's experience, even though he's as big of an extravagant as me. Again, I don't know if I'm using that right. I'm gonna say one more thing before I go. I'm gonna do my outro and all that. Hopefully this doesn't lead to another conversation. If it does, I will do it later, I promise. But if people feel like they need to vent, if anybody watches all the way through both of these, first of all, congratulations. Second of all, talk with me, because if people are going through similar things, if people are having trouble in their life, if people are, I don't know, unhappy, they don't know what's wrong, they don't know if something's bad, just honestly, like, chat with me for 10 minutes, even though it's probably going to be longer, because, again, I ramble a lot. But message me, say you want to talk. If you don't feel comfortable talking to me, because obviously you don't know me, you know me a little bit more than what you thought you would at the end of this video. But if you're feeling bad, you feel like you can't trust me, know my system. You give a little, I'll give a little. I give a little, you give a little. That's how it works. That's how you earn what I've got. That's how you work with what I do. But again, if you don't, even if then you don't feel comfortable talking to me, you don't feel you need to, find somebody you absolutely trust. Find somebody like a best friend. Find a friend, even if it's not whatever. Vent. Talk with them. Let them know you're stressed. Let them know what's bothering you. Don't keep it bottled in. I've done that, and it's not good. I've been holding in I'm still holding in 15 years worth of anger. Just anger. Honestly, just anger. Can't think of much else. Must be there for you. 15 years. That's how long I've been holding it in. I'm still holding it in. If I wanted to, I feel like I have the strength to fucking bust through that metal shipping container in our backyard. I could just one punch it and create a hole in it. And I'd still have enough anger to punch 15 more. Again, I don't show it. I don't know how to react with it. I don't know what to do with it because I don't want to show people that side of me. I don't want people to... I've had people... I almost broke someone's arm because they touched my headphones. Yeah. And I'm not joking about that either. You can ask my ex. You can ask a couple of my friends. They watched me do it, and I almost broke someone's arm over it. And that was 4 years ago. There was another point where I got punched by Devin. Can't remember if it was punched or bitten. And there was just a point where I got so fucking pissed. Honestly, I should thank him now because I can't feel anything in my nerves. Like, I can punch metal, flesh and bone against metal, and I won't feel it. I could have bloody knuckles for days without noticing. That's the truth. I could, well... For some reason, not my left one, but... Oh, wait a minute. No, never mind. Now I know why, because I remember why now. I think I've told the story once before. I don't think it was on camera, though. I was riding in a 4x4 Rhino. They were doing something called the roller coaster. There were 4 of us in there. 2 of us were in the back, which was me and one of my old motherfucking friends that I never talked to except for every now and again. Which I mean by now and again, I mean every other year or so. So I don't really know them that well. But I know them. And so we did the roller coaster. We were going downhill. We hit a pothole or whatever. So as it went down, I kind of just stayed in place and just kind of hopped. Like, I didn't jump or hopped or move my legs. It just automatically happened like a jolt. I went up. My right leg slammed on the tire as it was going almost 40, 50 miles. Downhill on a mountain. And I don't know what the fuck happened because it was pitch black. You can't see shit. And I just feel my right leg slam on it. I didn't pass out. I didn't black out. Nothing happened. But something had my right leg gripped. And my head grinded across the gravel. So there's like still bumps and scratches on the back of my skull. And out of all of that from my right leg, because like I could feel my left leg, and it was just kind of on the, oh god, what is it called? The tailgate. Oh my god, thank god, I fucking remembered. My left foot, I could feel my left foot on the tailgate, and suddenly my right foot feel like it just broke free from something. And again, I don't know what. It felt like it was some kind of rope or something, but at the same time, I don't know how to explain it. It just felt weird. But I knew something was gripping it. Weird thing out of all of that, my left foot gets broken. My right foot is completely fine. I can walk on it, I can jump, I can do anything with that shit. My left leg and foot were like, they weren't even broke. Like, my foot was just, the bone was chipped. It took a week or so to heal. Like, that wasn't that bad. I wasn't even considering my skull. My skull was just fine too. Like, nothing happened. It was just grinded across gravel and nothing. I'm tough as nails. But I can't feel my left leg too much now. My right one I can still feel completely fine, even though that's the one that went through the most fucking pain. And it's so strange because I didn't feel anything on my right one either. And I just started rambling. Jesus. I fucking promised I said I wouldn't ramble, and I am so sorry. I am so sorry. Let's end it here. It's been about 2 hours. Just talking. Just kind of hanging out, letting you guys understand. You guys know how I work, how I think, what I do. I'm going to be doing more vlogs again. Let me just recap why I kind of started this. Is because I didn't want to play games by myself because it's not entertaining. And I started going through this shit. It's just amazing. I'm getting kind of tired too. But again, please nobody show Emma this. I would rather tell her everything in person than having her watch this and either get confused, get upset, just any of that. I would rather her not know. For right now, I promise I will tell her. I'm making that promise to myself. I don't know why I didn't keep that to myself. But just all my friends who watch this, because I know Liam watches them daily, whenever I post, and Jonah watches them. So just don't tell her. I would rather tell her in person. Alright. That's all I had for this. Actually, I wasn't even planning on talking about that. Just wanted to get that out of my chest. Just wanted to get that weight lifted. Just because I feel better. I really do. I've talked about it. I think I've talked about some of this lightly and less specific and less everything, but I have talked about it. Before I start rambling again, because I would rather say that for a video. It's not for people to enjoy it. It's just for people to learn how I work, for me to keep my memory, for me to... Just doing this through video and publicly, it's like a weight lifted mixed with it's for me. And it's just... It's there. It's somewhat I'm talking to others. It's how people are learning about me. I said I was going to stop rambling. I'm not good at not doing that. I kind of want to end this happy, but I really don't know how. Last thing, I promise. Don't quote me on that promise, just I promise. I'm glad you guys have listened. If you guys made it to 2 hours of this video, then you guys are amazing. I'm glad people watch this all the way through. I'm glad people at least watch my content, even though it's... it gets difficult for me to talk about sometimes. But it's preferred that I talk about it, get it off my chest, and then it's not there anymore. But it's always there at the same time. I know I've said things in this video. I know it could hurt my friends. I know it could possibly hurt my relationship. I know it could hurt a lot of stuff. In ways that I know it could, but most likely won't happen. I just want to say that if it offended or if it did anything to anyone, I apologize. That is not my intent. It's, again, how I feel, how I think, how I work. You give a little, I give a little. Again, that being said, on that note, glad you guys have watched the video all the way through. I'm glad you've made it to the ending. If you guys just skipped, that's fine too, but if you want to go back and actually watch now that you know what I'm kind of talking about, that would be great. If you just want to understand, again, that would be great. That all. Show me some love. Hit that like button. Subscribe if you aren't subscribed. And leave a comment if you got questions or ideas on what you want me to do. I have something that'll tell me when you guys comment, and I'll know. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.